Welcome to the house that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. I am your host. I am the tribal chief of Raider Nation. I go by the name of Hammer.
Acknowledge me.
Hope everybody's having a great Monday wherever you guys are at. Those coming on in, y'all know the routine. Those new in here, let me teach you real quick. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. We will have the Uncle Pete presser and bring it to you in its entirety once he takes to the podium. Fucking really fucked up game yesterday. Really heartbreaking loss for us. We lost 25-24 to Chicago Bears. Ashton Jeanty went off, more or less had his coming out party at home, and Maxx did his thing. Who was the problem? Geno. 3 interceptions yesterday, which now puts him at 7 on the season. Costly turnovers, including the 2 that Byard had. Same place, same coverage by the defense. Defenders in front of... Who were the receivers? Jacoby was one of them, I know that. But, like, just fucked up. And there's no other way of putting it right now. Like, I'm incredibly pissed off about that game. That should have been a win, especially defensively doing what they did. Jeanty again going off the way he did with those 3 touchdowns. Like, it is just insane. And it's like, how many more chances are you going to give this guy? Now we sit at 1-3. Hey, we're a quarter of the way through, and by the end of this live, I will give you guys my ultimate and final prediction for this season if we keep this shit up at this fucking rate. See, we got 19 people in here so far, 4 likes. Get those likes up. Carroll took to the podium yesterday after the game. Of course, Hondo had to ask the burning question. Oh, did you consider putting in Kenny Pickett? Carroll shot it down right away. Nope, we're not there yet. Well, we're at 1-3. I saw the Falcons, I think it was last weekend. They're getting dog walked. They benched Penix for Kirk Cousins. We see the change of the guard with the New York Football Giants, and that paid off for them yesterday. Jackson Dart made his first start. Russell Wilson on the bench. Wilson is a guy that potentially is a trade candidate right now. Not that I'm saying we need to trade for him, but I just, it's not making any sense right now, and it's on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the latest installment of
As the Shield Turns.
So, Pete Carroll will take to the podium momentarily, and once he does, we will bring it to you live in its entirety. Appreciate everybody that's pulling on up so far. I don't know if anybody else is on, because we are looking very low. We've already been on, 4 minutes, but at the same time, this wasn't scheduled. I was going to schedule it, but I have been nonstop doing stuff around the house today. So, but we're here. I'm here for you guys. We can talk about it. We will open up the vault line as well. Probably at the conclusion of the presser, we'll open up the vault line for a little bit. I absolutely want to hear from each and every single one of you guys today. I want you guys to sound off on this game yesterday. Salute to the Demon King in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Hope all is well. I'm disappointed I'm not going to be out there with you guys next weekend, but I hope you have a blast in Indy with Graf, with B, and with Stu. And for those that are unaware, Graf will not be on this coming Sunday for the live play-by-play. It will be me, Dolo, solo. We're going to have a great time. I hope to have a really big turnout during that live. We are going to do something a little bit different during the live stream. There's going to be a new website that we're going to be live streaming on as well. And it's strictly for live sports. So I'm looking forward to working with them as well. It's definitely going to be a good time. I just really hope that we can, Geno Smith can pull his head out of his ass and we can get a win in Indy, because Indianapolis is looking really solid with Daniel Jones as their starting quarterback the first 4 weeks of the season. I'm going to point that I just laughed through the BS. It just doesn't surprise me anymore. Damn, man. Hernandez, what's good? Share this out, guys. Again, this was not scheduled. I put everything together and then just hit unscheduled go live. So I was actually going to try to get on maybe a half hour earlier, but I'm here now. We're going to be on probably a little bit through the presser. Like I said, I do want to open up the vault line. I do want to hear from you guys today after that loss yesterday. Let's go into it. We'll break down the stats real quickly. We'll talk about everything. We'll go with the team stats first. Let's see. Well, we obviously know the final score was 25-24. First down, 17-16 in favor of the Raiders. Third down efficiency, the Bears were 7 for 16. We were 2 for 8. Total plays, 64-52 in favor of the Bears. Total yards, we had 357 to the Bears, 271. 11 drives each. Passing, 202 to 117 in favor of the Bears. Where else are we at? 1 sack, which actually I thought would have been 2, because I'm pretty sure Max had one, and it technically was a strip sack, but Caleb recovered. Tyree had one as well. Rushing, 240 for us, 69 for the Bears. Red zone, excuse me, we were 2 for 3. They were 1 for 4. Penalties, 8 for 60 yards for the Bears, 5 for 36. So we cleaned it up a little bit. We had 4 turnovers, unfortunately. Those 3 interceptions by Geno Smith. Time possession, 26-50 for the Raiders, 33-10 for the Bears. And then again, your leaders for the game. Passing again, 14 for 21, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Geno Smith. Caleb Williams, 22 of 37, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. Ashton Jeanty, the boogeyman, 21 carries, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 2 receiving touchdowns as well. Roma Dunze, 4 receptions, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. Brock, 5 receptions, 46 yards. Tyree Wilson, credited the sack. Leaders and tackles, Devin White, 9 tackles, 8 solos. So there you guys have it. And get back to you guys on this side of things. Salute to the 64 that are in here so far. We're on 3 platforms. We're on Twitch. We're on X. We are on YouTube. You want to be a part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Hit the subscribe button. It does not cost you a thing. Dan, I appreciate you. Yeah, this was not scheduled. This was just click and go. So I'm not too surprised right now. Hit that bell if you haven't, because that would have been the notification for you guys to know, like, hey, Hammer's live right now. Appreciate everybody that's in here so far, though. Threw another one away. You know what? Geno threw that game away. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm not going to be apologetic. Geno threw that game away. Point blank, period, the end. Geno threw that fucking game away. Ashton looked like a stud. Ashton looked like the guy that we wanted to see from week 1. Geno shit the bed. Salute to, did I just see, why did I think I just saw something from LA Rob? Maybe not. No, I didn't. Bro, I can't do, hey, pause. Can't read the field and make any adjustments. The funny thing is, it wasn't even reading the field. He's not surveying the field. He's not surveying the field, and he's locking in on one guy. We've seen this movie before, but at the same time, again, 2 of those 3 interceptions, same defensive back, same area, same type of coverage by the Bears defense. That shit was disgusting. 1 step ahead and 2 steps back. We should have had that fucking win, man. We 1,000% should have had that win yesterday. Shit, it's just all the goods that we had from Max, from Jeanty, Tyree with the sack, dropping that hammer after too. Appreciate that. I don't know, man. I don't know. We will have the presser momentarily, guys. We are watching the latest installment of
As a Shield.
Oh, and there's Uncle Pete.
You can have.
Curious, understanding that there's things that need to get cleaned up from yesterday, but are you able to, when you watch the film, kind of step back and say there were some positives in some areas that you guys have been stressing and prioritizing, to be able to appreciate that, but also express that to the team so that they don't lose sight of some of the core principles that you're trying to build here? And that,
Yeah, when I got back to the office last night, I wasn't sure how I felt about the game and how it could affect us. It did affect us. And watching the film, the way the defense played under all of the challenges that they had, the aggressiveness, the consistency all the way throughout, the challenges of the sudden changes. I thought they were spectacular in that, in putting forth a great effort. For us to come out of that game and run the football as well as we did, and protect the quarterback as well as we did, to see Ashton, you guys have all said it. Everybody's been saying, well, he just needs to break one run or whatever. Well, he did, and he had a great game, and he looked fantastic for us. And Raheem looked really good too. I thought the two complemented well, and I thought Chip did a nice job of taking what was there in the running game, and it was a big game for us, So when I come out of away from, watching the film last night, I saw nothing but upside. And because the ability to run the football, to have a running back that is a real threat, a running game that's a real threat, allows us so much balance, so much better chance for balance in what you present to your opponent. And that's what I've always been seeking. And I thought that was the first time it really felt like that. And I'm going with it. I'm going with it. We're going to continue to do the things that make a good football team, present themselves to your opponents. And you have to do all of those things well. And so it doesn't mean that you run the ball the whole game. It means that you have that opportunity when you get your chances that you can take advantage of it. And that feeds the play action game, and it keeps us out of dropping back, and adds to the protection, which it couldn't have been more classically demonstrated by no sacks. Geno ran the ball really well out of the pocket and got out of there. So all of that comes back to it's about the football. We gave the ball up too much, and it wasn't that they scored with it, because I think somebody said some stat about we've had a ton of turnovers here at Allegiant, and opponents have scored like 12 points off those turnovers. Whatever is that the right number? 13. Yeah. So. So that just paints a picture of where we're capable of going. It happens to be 1-3, and I can't do nothing about that right now. But what we do going forward is build from this opportunity to be a balanced, well-presented, difficult defense to run the football at, a team that can stay on top and do those things right. Now, the other problem is we've had some issues in the kicking game that have been significant. Getting the game winner blocked is significant. The week before we weren't very good. The Washington game was really an outlier for how we played, and that's done also. But I think we can feel by the end of this meeting today, and by the time I get with our guys and show them what we're talking about, we're going to have a feeling of what we are going forward. Also, you're not asking any questions, so I'm just going to keep yapping. This was a really important game for us to demonstrate to ourselves what we are when we play at home, and the effort and the mentality and the willingness to hang with it no matter what happened was demonstrated. That's the mark of a team that I recognize and that I'm trying to build, and so I felt good about that stuff. And unfortunately, we lose by a point, so that's kind of what it felt like.
Pete, in regards to Colton Miller, was it a high ankle sprain that he suffered, and are you anticipating him missing multiple?
I don't have any updates on it, but and the MRI stuff is, I don't know if it's here yet. It hasn't been brought to me yet, but it possibly is. Yeah, I'm gonna see what it's all about. So they'll figure it out when they get the MRIs back.
Regarding to the offense, and in case he is out for multiple games, where is Charles Grant at the development process and his development process? And I know it's going to be between him and Stone Forsythe, but in regards to Grant, how do you confident if he has to go out there?
When you all of a sudden you face the chance of him starting, we got to make sure we take care of him through this process. He's capable of playing. He's done really well for us, but we'll look after him in giving him his opportunity to start. Stone's played a lot of football and done a nice job for us since he's been here, and he would be the first choice. But this is an opportunity for Charles to make a charge for it, and we'll see how he does. He's done really well so far, so we'll see what happens.
When you watch the film over, it looked like Geno was just trying to force things, just trying to make things happen. Is that an accurate assessment?
No. No, that's not. No, he wasn't. No, he never tries to force things. So I'm using your words. He may force things, but in the case, he saw the safety. He read it. We practiced the looks in practice numerous times, and he thought the ball would get there. He thought he could beat the guy, and he didn't. on either one of them. And so he knew exactly what happened, and he was committed to the throw, and he beat him all week long in practice, and he thought he had it. So that's what happened. And unfortunately, it came back and bit him again. It was a little bit of a different look, but the same concept, and they got him. And he's a little bit of a hard head, and that he thought he could get it done because he prepared to get it done. So unfortunately, the rhythm was just a hair off of what it had been in practice, and so they make a big play on us. So the bootleg pass that he throws back in, he's throwing millions of those, and it's a tremendous play by the guy to undercut the Jacoby on that one. So he wouldn't throw that one again. He would say no, probably the other pass that was really a crucial one was the one to Dante, and the crosser down in there. That was a really big play opportunity for us. We walk in the end zone probably on that one, and the ball was low. D's got to make the catch, but he's got to throw a better ball too. And I think when you talk to Geno and you talked to him yesterday, he ain't backing away from nothing. He'll tell you exactly, that he was responsible and he needs to make the play and come through and do that for us. He knows that. And so that allows us to move forward together and make progress. So unfortunately, those numbers are just outrageous for us, and particularly a team that has it on their wall about it's all about the ball. For us to give it up like that was unfortunate. What I wanted to say about what happened with the turnovers, because the defense responded so well, is we lost our chances to score when the offense was out there, more so than what they did with it when they took it away from us. It took us out of 3 drives, and not making on fourth down took us out of a 4th drive. So we scored 24 points anyway. So we might have been on the board for big numbers on that day had we not done that.
On the back end of that, when you do have a veteran guy like Geno, who you're very comfortable with, would you say easier to kind of give him worse affirmation and kind of critique him on certain things versus kind of having to build up a younger quarterback? You have somebody that's
I'm not worried about his confidence. No, he knows, and he has to reevaluate, the timing of the choice, and that wasn't. He was too comfortable in the throw. He ripped it. He ripped both those throws, feeling like the ball's going to get there. And that's what I'm concerned about. Is I'm going to make sure we're practicing him so that he understands that some of those throws aren't there. He hits everything in practice. He's ridiculously accurate and has been the whole time we've been together. And so he's really confident. And so he thought he could get it, and game speed was a little bit different. So that's where he grows. The game speed is a little bit different than the practice that we can create, and some of those choices go to checkdowns.
Pete, when it comes to Raheem Mostert, would he be kind of like your second running back option moving forward, or how will that competition between him and Zamir White play out?
I really like the way Rob ran in this game, and we're going to see him again next week. He deserves another chance to stay with it. It's been a competition, just like we've been typically talking about the whole time, and Raheem hasn't done anything that we didn't like up until now. It was really about special teams and some other choices with Zamir, and so those guys are battling it out. But I want to see Raheem again this next week.
Go ahead.
For Jack Best, I believe you only had 5 offensive snaps yesterday. What's going to take to kind of?
He just needs more. I've already addressed that one. That we just need to get him out there more. He's in rotations and all that just didn't get him enough snaps. So he's capable of playing more snaps and should.
On the blocked field goal, I think Jonah was in there probably for Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer normally plays that position. That, and then also it sounded like the Bears had made mention of maybe that Jacob was tipping in a little something.
Yeah, we've looked at all that, and we don't see what he's talking about. But good for him. It was a great play. It was a great play. Whatever he keyed on.
We've talked about JPJ a lot. I just wanted to ask about his hustle plays to get fired down on what could have been a pick six and also make another tackle on an interception. What did you just see from him and the effort?
Yeah, I'm glad you saw that, because he played with terrific effort, played tough as hell yesterday, really went for it, knowing that he's competing too, and which it brought out a really bright side of his strengths. He's tough, he's physical. When he got his chances, he came through, made a couple big plays on those, but he also made some really good blocks and did a nice job for us, and the running game really popped, and so he deserves a chance to go again.
As somebody who maybe watched Maxx Crosby from afar before you got here, to see him and what he does on the field all over the place in person, does even that impress you?
Yeah, I can't believe we've been here for 10 minutes and I haven't even mentioned him. I mean, really, his play is just crazy good. if you think about it, this is what I've been impressed because I've been here, through the preseason with him. He did those same things in preseason. Every time he's been on the field, he makes things happen, and he's doing it with limited opportunities because he's getting doubled all the time in pass pro, and the ball's going away from him the whole time in the games. They're running away from him, but he makes the plays from the backside, and if you challenge him, he's been there. I mean, he's all over the football, and almost had 2 picks. This was his first pick he ever got. I'm shocked at that, because he just seems like he should have had more in the same circumstances. The perimeter passing game, he's eliminating it by himself, by knocking the balls down and challenging the quarterback. So, but the best part about it, that's who Maxx is, and you guys know because you're around him, you listen to him, you hear him, and how consistent he is about his approach to the game and all of that. It's just should be as celebrated as you can make it because he's the real deal, and it's a joy to watch him work, joy to watch him play, and you don't know what's going to happen next. He's got a little bit of unpredictability about him in a lot of areas of his life, and it's a wonderful attribute that comes through in his play and for his teammates and all of that. So couldn't be more proud of him.
There might be like no correlation at all, but would you say maybe him getting moved back in coverage a little bit off the line of scrimmage this season? You think that might help a little bit more with his vision and being able to time the ball and getting that interception?
Well, I do think if you notice, we're moving him around quite a bit, and he's been really open to it. We drop him once in a while. We do some things with him because he's just available to make things happen. It fits him, and he doesn't have to rush the passer from the left side the whole time to be Maxx Crosby. He can do a lot of stuff, and so we're going to continue to do that and be creative with it. And he's such a natural athlete that things come easy to him, So he'll make plays in coverage. He had a coverage drop where he was going to sack the quarterback, which was, it can happen there too, And the quarterback did a nice job and got rid of the football, but. He's just been very effective in everything we're doing. We're going to keep moving him around, hopefully make it hard on the opponents.
Just overall, what have you liked about the defensive line, how they played through 4 weeks?
Yeah, the running game has really been in hand. What happened in the Commanders thing that got us out of whack a little bit, but we're playing the running game as well as anybody right now. And Jonah's doing a really good job. Thomas Booker's doing a really nice job. All of the guys, Malcolm's given his contributions on the edge. So they're all contributing to it. And then we play pretty big and strong with our linebackers too. Those guys are a big part of that as well. So I'm really pleased with that. It's where you start. You start on the deep ball and up front in the running game on defense. And our guys they're giving us that kind of performance right now. And we're going to have to build on it. We're going to need it throughout. So everything that's already happened is already gone. What you're going to do now that counts.
Pete, could you please discuss what you saw from Tyree when you watched the film?
Yeah, he played tough again, and he got caught up on a rush that stands out where we really had a big chance for another big play with Maxx coming off the backside from him. But he's made some tough plays. He's playing physical, and I think he's adding a lot to us.
Well, Michael Mayer, is any update on where he is?
I don't have any update, but there's a really good chance he'll be back. He felt pretty good at the end of the week.
What did you think of Ashton Jeanty going back to his original college stance in the back?
I loved it. I loved it.
You guys good?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Peter.
Sorry, guys. So, talked about this a little while ago, and salute to Karen, because Karen just brought this up in terms of quarterbacks. Russell Wilson was benched, and first round pick, I think it was 25, 26 overall. Jackson Dart started for the New York Football Giants yesterday and beat the Los Angeles Chargers. Last week, Falcons were getting their asses handed to them. They benched Penix for Kirk Cousins. Both veterans, granted. She said in the chat that we should trade for somebody like that. It's just frustrating. Like, we were having such a great time yesterday too. Like, salute to Graf. Like, we had such a good show yesterday. We had so much fun with that game, and for it to end the way it did was just fucking insane. Like, I was beyond pissed off. Revamp the O-line in 2026 and draft your QB. Do not trade for wash QBs. He's locked for what, 3 years? An additional 2 years, 3 years? Could we look for a quarterback in the draft? Yeah. Am I gonna look for one in the first round? No. Be one of two options. And this is just me thinking from a GM standpoint. This is me thinking from a high football IQ standpoint. We already have our left tackle locked in. We either go the route of a guard that we know is going to be a day one, or we look at a corner, a true number one corner in the upcoming draft. That's the route I'm going moving forward. I dare somebody in this chat to say Arch. He's not coming out in this draft. I see other teams that are already fans of other teams that are still doing that shit. He's not coming out this year, guys. So get that out of your heads quick, fast, and in a hurry. Trade for Shador. Graf mentioned that yesterday. I don't know. You guys kind of just took me off with something I was going to say to you guys, but that quickly it went out. Carson Beck is where now? Miami? I haven't heard much about him this year. We'll see. We shall see. Quick thumbs up, thumbs down. I will open up the vault line. Would love to hear you guys, to hear from you guys for a little bit. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you want to do it. This is just Tariq Woolen. They don't trade for him. Final year of his contract, you can get him via free agency. Really? Really, Solomon? Really? Something's got to give, though. Mike said yes. I see one thumbs up so far. Guys, get those likes up. We're at 52 right now. Let's get over 100. And I didn't put... Fuck. The one thing I didn't do. See if I can put it. I don't know if I can pin it. You guys want to support me, support the channel. Best way to do it. Let me see if I can find that real quick, actually. Sorry for the dead air. Give me 1 second, guys. Live. I just put it up. There we go. Pin. All right, so we're good with that. So we open it up. I'm not muted. Stop it. I'm not muted. Bushido, what's good, man? Guess it's as good as mine. And I don't know if you guys saw, we put a couple of the shorts up from yesterday's game as well. I absolutely loved the ones that we were able to post. It just would have felt a hell of a lot better had we won off of some of those plays, including that 64-yard run by Jeanty, the interception by Maxx. It's just... Oh, you know what I was going to say? Let's go through the schedule real quick. Let's go through the remaining schedule, because I told you guys, I'm giving you guys a final prediction. So let's go through the remaining schedule. We had the Colts this coming weekend. We're home against Tennessee the following weekend. We got KC, and then we got the bye. Off of the bye, we got Jacksonville, we got Denver, we got Dallas, we got Cleveland, we got the Chargers, Broncos, Eagles, Texans, Giants, and we finish with the Chiefs. I'm going to piss some people off. I'm going to piss some people off with my prediction right now. Make sure to do that scorpion shot at Nacho Daddy, bro. Take one for me as well. What do you mean you can't hear? It's not muted. The fuck? Stop. And the next person to do that, I'm just going to kick you out. I know that I had it muted during the presser, and I unmuted it. DeMarcus, not even close. Nope. Not with our remaining schedule. Not even close. Not even close. But I'm going to open. Hold up. I'm going to open up the vault line. I'll give you guys my prediction when we finish. Why the fuck not? You guys see it in the right corner? I ain't shying away from this shit today. That's for goddamn sure. Yeah. You guys see it in the top right corner, 347-471-0361. Reaction Monday, overreaction Monday. Get your shit off right now. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hammer, it is Hug D's from Idaho.
What's up, brother? How are you?
Been better, bro.
You and me both.
Like I'm sure you have been. Yeah, I mean, yesterday's game, like you said, was fun to watch, minus the ugly looking interceptions, the ones that were on the exact same defensive play with the exact same offensive play, and he threw two of them. Geno's eyes are either lying to him or he's just not as good as he and Pete thinks he is. I think the defense played really, really well for about, I would say, 3 3/4 of the game. And then when they got across the 50, we decided to still play a weak-ass cover 3 shell instead of going man-to-man and making them beat us with Caleb's arm, instead of letting him drop it into, little zones here and there. So that was, I think that's on Patrick Graham and Pete together. I want to give a big shout out to Ashton Jeanty for putting up 155, 3 touchdowns, even though Hammer thought it was 2. I caught you there, buddy.
I know. It was 2. You know why? Because it was 2 receiving touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. So yeah.
And we got to give Parham a little bit of slack. The man literally blocked for 2 of Genty's largest runs he had. Without him sealing those blocks that push the guy to the inside of the hash marks, I don't think Jeanty gets outside for that touchdown. So I'll give Parham a week to reprieve himself, and hopefully he can do just as good next week. Real scared of us going into a Colts game with Geno as our quarterback, with 7 interceptions on 4 games, 6 or 5 in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And no blindside coverage. That is a very scary proposition to go through in your head as a Raiders fan, is without Colton Miller, what happens to Geno now? I think keys to success next week is obviously wrapping up Jonathan Taylor, letting Max do what he does. Hopefully Jermaine Pratt and Landon Roberts figure out how to fill holes a little better. I did see Devin White knife through on a couple plays to stop the running back for a loss, which I thought was great.
9 total, 8 solo. I'll give him his props.
Yeah. And who did we lose? We lost Stokes, right? Stokes got a high ankle sprain, so now we're going to depend
Stokes
on Darian Porter, the rookie.
Stokes is a knee. But
Stokes is a knee.
Uncle Pete said he seemed to be okay. He was running a little bit on the sideline. The ankle sprain is Colton Miller. We thought it was. We all thought it was his shoulder. He's got an ankle sprain.
Yeah, or a knee. I think Wasted thought it was his knee.
Yeah, he's got an ankle sprain. They did ask in the presser if this is something that's gonna put him out for a couple of weeks. Who are you looking at? Are you looking at Forsyth or are you looking at Grant? So get through this week. We'll get through the injury report. We'll see. Ultimately, he'll be starting at left tackle. Red Hulk. I just mentioned it. He's got an ankle sprain right now. We don't know the timetable in terms of how long he'll be out for or anything. We'll probably hear something else in the middle of this week. I think Pete has that other presser on Wednesday, so we'll probably get a little bit more of an update, but it's an ankle sprain right now.
You think they'll flop Glaze over to the left-hand
No.
side and fill in somebody else on the right just to keep Geno with some sort of a semblance of security?
That's a possibility. I mean, it definitely could be an option. We'll see how this goes, and we'll see what decisions are made going into this coming Sunday.
Yeah, it's kind of I think this whole season is to just wait and see what happens, right? I mean, most of the time we lose to the teams we're not supposed to lose to, and we win to the teams we're not supposed to win again. So it's a possibility that we beat the Colts, who are 4-0.
This is exactly
but I'm not
why
holding
you
my
have to
breath.
sit tight. You have to sit tight for the very end, because when I give my my final prediction, I know a lot of people are going to lose their fucking minds.
All right, Hammer. Well, good talking to you, brother. Sorry to be calling you from my truck, but I had to get in on this, man. So
it's all good, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Shout out to Hug These guys. You see the number in the chat. Get your shit off right now. This is this segment, this part of the show, and we'll be done in a little bit. But this is for you guys. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Raiders Primos from the Bay Area.
Primos, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? Very, very disappointed of yesterday's loss. It is 100% on Geno. I was reading Next Gen Stats. It said that he got sacked no times and only had, I believe it was pressured like 6 times. So the O-line held up. And I think we all expected the offensive line to hold up because Chicago is not, their front seven was not great by any means, especially with 2 of their main starters being out, Tremaine Edmonds being out, and then Grady Jarrett being out, probably their 2 best on that front seven for Chicago. So we kind of expected this offensive line to hold up, and I'm very impressed that they did hold up, because if they didn't, guaranteed we probably would have been losing our shit even more than we already are. So those interceptions are inexcusable. I went to look back on those interceptions, and Geno, I don't know if the pressure got to him from last week against the Commanders and this offensive line being bad, but he's not surveying the field like he did in preseason, like he did in week 1. He's locking on to his first read, which is Jacoby Myers, and Byard or Beer, I don't know how to say his last name, made him pay for it. Like, and it's one thing to do it as a rookie. It's another when you're a 34-year-old vet. And I seen all over social media the quarterback that should not be named being mentioned, and I'm like, that is what drove me crazy. Is you're making mistakes as a veteran quarterback. You're making rookie mistakes. You're getting baited into windows that you should not be throwing the football into. And I will always have people come in my chat like, oh, Primos, I thought you wanted DC gone. I'm like, I wanted DC gone with a good plan B. Josh McDaniels didn't have a good plan B. AP had a plan B, but it was a pipe dream to get Jaden Daniels. The thing is, the answers after DC were not the right answers that I was hoping for. I wanted us to draft a quarterback. Hell, I wanted us to draft a quarterback since 2017. After DC's 2017 season, where you kind of seen a little drop off from him, from his MVP candidate, I was like, we need to probably not draft a quarterback to immediately come in and take DC's job, but give DC a little bit of the hot seat. Give him a little bit of the hot seat and this draft his successor. The Raiders never did that. So now they're in quarterback chasing with the AFC West, who Kansas City drafted their quarterback in Mahomes. Chargers drafted their quarterback in Herbert. Broncos drafted their quarterback in Bo Nix. When are the Raiders going to find that franchise guy to compete with those guys? Because now we're going to have to deal with Mahomes, Herbert, and Nix for the next decade, for how long they ever play. And the AFC West is a tough-ass division. The thing is, and Uncle Pete, how long does he have left? He's 74 years old. I don't think he's going to have time to be in another rebuild for the Raiders.
The thing is, and I love how you mentioned the other quarterbacks in our division. And going into this season, when it came to our division, we had the best division for starting quarterbacks. And that included Geno Smith. Geno Smith was ranked higher than Bo Nix going into this season. And it's like, what the fuck? It all looks good on paper, but when you're on the field, it's a completely different story. And then hearing this presser today and hearing Uncle Pete and what he had to say in terms of, oh, he does these things in practice and they work, but it's a different speed in the game. No fucking shit. You over here talking about practice. You're talking about practice, not a game. Not a game. You're talking about
AI,
practice.
like,
come on, man.
Like that, and the thing is like we heard that shit all the time, Hammer. We hear it year in and year out, different. It could be Josh McDaniels, Gruden, Jack Del Rio. Now we're hearing it from Pete. Oh, they're doing it in practice. You know, they've been doing this all. Okay, when is it gonna end up being on the game on Sundays? When are we gonna see the things that the beat writers were coming out and practice that Chip Kelly, that this offense is gonna be, you know, firepower and they're gonna push the ball down the field? When are we going to see that on Sundays? And Geno, when are you going to stop playing like Jets Geno? Because that's what you're playing. And that's what he's playing like. He's playing like New York Jets Geno. The reason why you were a backup for so many years. Like, and the thing is, I've been saying it time and time again that the Raiders keep putting a Band-Aid on the quarterback position. Now, don't get me wrong. The offensive line still needs to get revamped. Yes, they had a good game yesterday, but it was against the Chicago Bears defense that is not a really good front seven. Now you got the Indianapolis Colts this upcoming week, who is one of the top front sevens looking like right now in the league. Can we run the football with Jeanty? Will Geno be under duress? Is it going to go right back to what we had against Washington? And if that's the case, I'm worried how Geno is going to respond to the game he had yesterday. If he's going to have pressure in his face, we can only imagine how bad a game he may have against Indianapolis. But knowing the Raiders, they play good teams tough, but when it's teams like Chicago, they want to play down to the talent of their opponent.
Again,
I'm just more frustrated, Hammer, because Jeanty went off. Maxx Crosby had the game of his life, and Geno Smith repays them both with a poor performance and a loss.
Yep. Primos, stay tuned for the end, bro. You're not gonna want to miss this final prediction. You could bet on that.
Hey,
I'll talk to you soon, bro.
I'm not going nowhere. I'll handle the chat.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you.
Talk to you later, man.
Later.
Stay smooth.
Shout out to Primos. Make sure to follow him on YouTube and Instagram as well. We got another caller. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, this is Silent 13, bro. Just a quick question, and I appreciate you and Graf show. If the Raiders, keep going in a downward spiral, you think we should trade Maxx Crosby?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
He got the extension that he deserved. I'm not trading Max. Absolutely not.
Right on. And do you think, just one more question if that's cool, you think, I don't know, you think Geno could turn it around?
I'm really, really hoping to God so. This has been incredibly frustrating to watch, and again, to see the other guys on the field perform the way that they did yesterday, and for him to just shit the bed and really solely be the reason we lost. Like, I know that Uncle Pete had just mentioned kicking in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, the kick was blocked, but you're gonna blame the kicker for that? Who's on the line? Who's supposed to make the blocks? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I feel like if he doesn't throw one of those picks, I feel like the Raiders, take that game,
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Tyler, appreciate the call, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
Later. I'm going to take one more. We're actually about to hit 45 minutes. I'm going to take one more call, and then we're going to wrap this up. We've been on 45 minutes. I'm going to try to relax a little bit more before I go into work. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Big Rob from LA.
Is this my guy, LA Rob?
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
All right. I'm on my lunch break. Was going to take a nap, but I decided to call in.
He pretty much, let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you. Okay, first and foremost, this might be a very unpopular opinion. I'm going to say it. I'm riding with Geno Smith. All right? This Geno Smith shit talking shall not continue. And let me explain why. people want to give up on this man already, right? Do you motherfuckers not remember what we've been through these last since Derek Carr? Fuck, since while Derek Carr was here. Everybody wants to give up on Geno already, right? I get it. He had a bad game yesterday, a really bad game. But let's put a little vision out there, okay? Geno Smith, the last couple weeks, what have we been talking about? The line has been fucking atrocious, right? He was getting smacked in the face. What? Last week he got sacked, what was it, 6 times? 5 times, 6 times? Okay. So for anybody that's ever been like in war or been fucking injured multiple times, the motherfucker probably had PTSD first and foremost. So he didn't know how fast before he got hit. So I noticed he kind of was real quick with shit in the beginning of the game. If you notice in the first half, he really saw one read, boom, threw the ball. He didn't hold on to the ball very long. My thought is because he was worried that he didn't have the time that he was going to have. Our line actually stepped it up this week. I don't think he was expecting that. I think he was nervous about that. And I think that it caused him to have a read and try to force the ball thinking that he could beat the guy. And that's what I think happened. If he would have just stayed there for maybe an extra second and then made that throw, he would have made that shit.
Rob, let me ask you a quick question. I don't mean to cut you off. Let me ask you a quick question. Does that mean Geno doesn't really trust in his offensive line to do their job?
I don't think he didn't trust it. As again, he didn't even really get to have for example, look at the difference with Jackson Powers Johnson in the lineup.
Yep.
Right? Changed everything, right? So Geno hasn't had that for a couple weeks now.
Right.
So my thought is that he's still nervous because again, he hasn't been with these guys as long as he would like to. So he's still trying to. And remember, all the shit he went through in Seattle, he never had a line. So he's probably nervous about that shit. And I think that what happened is that he got way too antsy about it. He wanted to make a play. He wanted to help the team win. The guy's a team guy. He's not a me. It's this guy's fault. It's that guy's fault. I think he's trying to do whatever he can to try to help. And I think that the guy is a good quarterback. I think he's our best option. I don't want to trade for Shador. I'm sorry. I just don't. Fucking Kirk Cousins? No, I'm good. I'm good. I really, and definitely, I don't want to hear that Kenny Pickett talk ever. Look, we gave Derek Carr 9 years. You're telling me we can't give him Geno Smith as a fan base 1 season? It's like, it's been 4 games. Fucking relax. Like, I get it. We're frustrated. We want to win now. I get it. And we'll get there. Now, the situation with the line, especially with Colton Miller injured now, I hope we put Grant out there. For now, we need to shorten up the passes, more crossing patterns, things of that nature, little dump offs. We got to remember our star fucking tight end is essentially playing on one leg, so he's not there. The guy that blocked us was supposed to be picked up by Michael Mayer. That was Michael Mayer's position, and him being out, the guy that was backing him up, I forgot who it was, one of our D linemen, was the one that missed the block on the field goal. So there's a lot of things that need to be tightened up. I still think we should trade for Tariq Woolen. But as far as the O-line and Geno, we got to stay with it. We can't just say that's our problem. We give up on shit way too much. Oh, he's playing bad for a couple games. All right, fuck, let's jump to this quarterback. No consistency.
My only thing with that is that I've seen this, at least a lot of people have seen it, if you've been paying attention to not just us, but around the league. Like, Wilson just got benched this past weekend. Jackson Dart started, beat the Chargers. Last week,
right,
the Falcons bench Penix after they were getting dog walked. And it's just like, they've asked a question already to Pete. Pete has said no, like, we're not even thinking about that right now. Pete stepped to that podium last night after the game, and you could see he was visibly pissed off. Like, he gets in front of the mic and is like, go. I was like, oh, shit. Like, the fact that Geno is in a sense pulling that car right now, the car card, like, oh, this is on me, da-da-da. We all know it's you. Stevie Wonder sees that this game was all on you. Like, You fucking threw 2 interceptions to the same person playing the same fucking coverage. Like, when is it going to stop?
100%. I get that, and that's the thing. But yeah, Derek Carr did it over and over and over again. This is the first game we can literally say that Geno Smith shit the bed completely. You're telling me we can't give our quarterback, our current quarterback, one game to say, you know what, I fucked up, let me fix it, and let's see if he fixes it. Like, I get it, and yes, we do need to draft a future quarterback. I get that, and I agree to that. And I'm looking around the league, yeah, they bench him. Look, fucking Russell Wilson, I'm sorry, the dude's washed. He had one good game. You know, and nobody in that locker room likes the guy. They wanted Jackson Dart to play. They want Jameis Winston to play. They didn't. Jameis Winston and Dart are together 24/7. Fucking Russell's all by himself. Yeah, I get that. There's times where it does call for benching the quarterback and putting somebody else in. But let's give Geno a little bit of a chance because our offensive line got him killed the last 2 weeks. So he probably had the yips. Now let's see if he can bounce back against Indianapolis. If he comes out shits the bed again, then I might lean more to what you're saying. But we can't be like, oh fuck, oh the sky's falling, oh get him out of here.
I'm not saying get him out of here, and I didn't say, hey, fucking start Kenny Pickett.
Not you. I'm talking about in general, our fan base. Our fan base is losing their shit.
Rob, as always, my brother, I appreciate the call. This might have been the best way to wrap this one up. I'll definitely hit you up later on.
All right, brother.
Later, bro. Salute to Mr. L.A. Rob. We're going to wrap this up. I still got some things I need to do before I go in. I appreciate everybody that's still in here. We have over 200 in chat. We're 5 away from the 100 likes. But let's get that real quick. And let's get into this final prediction. We're not done yet. I still got to give this final prediction. Now, I just gave you guys the remaining schedule for our Raiders. We now sit at 1-3. Y'all are going to be pissed. Y'all are probably going to hate me. Probably lose some subscribers. In all reality, don't give a fuck. They can't turn this shit around starting with this game against the Colts. The Las Vegas Raiders for the 2025-2026 season are going to finish with a record. It's 1 of 2, and it's not a good one. Three and 14 or 4-13 again. Not sorry. Not sorry when I say that. You're looking at a 3-14 or 4-13 team. That's it. Bears were a turnaround game, bro. What are you talking about? Should have been a win. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It is what it is. Primo said 3-14 for me. Yep. We will be back on. I think I'm gonna start doing a new show. Probably Wednesday is probably the best way to do it. But I think we're gonna do some weekly. We're gonna go through every matchup in the NFL and do some pick'ems. Put out some bets out there for you guys as well. I do want to check one thing before we leave. I want to check our Pigskin Pick'em League and see where everybody's at, who's in first, whatever. Give me 1 second on that. Where the hell is it? Let's see where this is at. There we go. Pigskin Pick'em. Groups. Oh, shit. Wow. All right. So I'm sitting in top, tied with LA Rob and Isaiah. We're all at 44-17. And it looks like Desert is at 43-18. So it's a beautiful thing. He's still not at the top of the mountain again. So that's a huge plus. I'm good with that. But again, yeah, I think Wednesday we'll start doing that. If I have an opportunity to get on tomorrow, we could talk for a little bit tomorrow if I have the time. Sunday, solo. Graf will be at Indy for the game with Stu, with B, with the Demon King. I will be live. I will be solo. Colts and Raiders. Make sure to pull on up. It should be a great show. And again, we're adding another website. They pretty much do strictly live sports. I'm giving them a try. From things that I saw on the website, it looks pretty dope. We're going to add that as another way to stream during the game, but you'll have everything front and center. The way you're looking at it now, obviously with the scoreboard as well. So make sure to pull on up this coming Sunday, and we will definitely get a couple more lives in this week. Wednesday, I just said we'll do a show for like weekly picks, but also we should have Pete, Geno, Ashton Presser. Thursday should be Chip and PG if I'm around for that one. And Friday or Saturday, we'll try to get one more in, like our official matchup preview, either Friday or Saturday, and then the game on Sunday. On your way out, if you haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house at Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation News Today. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation, till I die. Till next time, y'all. Stay committed to excellence, and as always on my New York peace, love, and positivity. And before I go to that part, Rorschach, yes, why the hell not? We will open up the vault line at halftime of the game this coming Sunday versus the Colts. And again, before I forget, there's that part too.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
We outro y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.